Welcome back to Factorio. Hey, okay, so this time around, dogs are a little bit calmer. Everybody's laying down, everybody's quiet. It's nighttime, so they're tired now. So hopefully no more of that crazy barking nonsense. If it does start happening again, Jet's getting booted out. He does it. But yeah, where did we leave off? We left off with setting up the iron mining, didn't we? Okay, so it's probably really dark for you guys. I'm sorry, but basically, what we're doing here, right? Last time we left off, we had just finished. We just started researching logistics, and we had just finished researching automation. So today, what we want to get done is we want to set up our the iron mining and see where it goes from there. So first things first, we've already got our iron mine drill set up here. At least just a few to start with. We need some power poles to get those running. So we're going to go ahead and build 10, I think. And we're also going to need to get this. We're going to need to start smelting these. Now, I could just take this all by hand and put them into the smelters, but the easier way would be is to make it automated. Now, I'm going to use a layout that I saw somebody else make. I can't remember who it was. If you know, please let me know in the comments so I can give them the proper credit for their work. I believe. Oh, okay. So I was going to split it off here. Right. This line is going to be our coal. Right. We're going to bring our iron and our coal up together up here. Voila. I'm just going to put this kind of up. Definitely more. This is why we need these iron mines down here still running, because we need a crap ton of iron in this game. It's ridiculous how much we need. But yeah, so this is going to be our smelting area for the iron. So right off the bat, we're going to need more stone furnaces. I normally go about somewhere between 10 and 20. I won't take all of that stuff. I'll take that one stack. We'll take it all. So, let's see. I normally do about 10 to 20. 2, 3, 4. And I set them up in a certain way. I set them up so that in the future, they can be upgraded to electronic furnaces, which are where these stone surfaces. Sorry, I'm terrible. These stone furnaces. Words are just hard, aren't they? These stone furnaces are 2x2. The electric furnaces are 3x3. So I wanted to create designs that can account for those future upgrades. So this is a design I saw somebody else make. Like I said earlier, I can't remember who it was. Hey, there we go. Logistics, perfect. We needed the splitter. We're going to go ahead and say electronics is next, even though we're not going to be able to do any more research because we don't have any more science specs. But yeah, I don't know who made this design, but it works really well. And if you do know, please let me know so I can give you proper credit and all that good jazz. But basically, it's designed in such a way that when you upgrade to electronic furnaces, it's a heck of a lot easier, and you don't have to scrap your entire system. You just have to replace certain parts of it. So the way it works is the iron comes through on this side, and coal comes through on this side, on the other. And you have a short inserter like these ones, and the red long-handed inserters to go across the belt and grab from there. So you got one inserter grabbing your coal, one inserter grabbing your iron. And then, on your output side, you go ahead and you do one belt like this, and then curve it up. And then every time you need to have an output, you do it that way. So that in the future, when you upgrade to the 3x3, you can just remove these belts and directly put your output directly onto this belt, which runs the course of the smelting setup. We need more transport belts. It's going to be like the number one thing I say during this whole playthrough is we need more transport belts, because we're always going to need more transport belts. Now, right now, 2 electric miners. This is way too many furnaces for 2 electric miners. But I like to make sure my system is in place that it can handle, you know, future upgrades and stuff without too much fiddling. So once you got one side done, you just copy the same thing on this side, run it all down, just place these here like that. Already need more transport belts. And put it there and there. That's the outer part done. We just run these all the way up. Need more belts. Wait, no more belts to be made. There we go. So how are you guys doing? Doing good? I'm doing good. Jet's waking up. Go back to sleep. Okay. Oh yeah, I was connecting these up. Okay, completely spaced that. Alright. That's all good. Another rock in the way. Destroy that real quick. 1 second. Let's see. That should be enough. And we're just gonna start shooting that. Sorry. I know this takes a while, but I like to have everything nice and organized. I hate, like, going off of straight lines and stuff. It really bugs me, so I like to have the power poles like perfectly spaced and stuff. Like, the worst thing is when you finally reach a place, like up here, for instance, and you know it's gonna happen, right? And I'm gonna have to like place like one in like a weird spot like that. That really irks me, but it's one of those necessary evil things, isn't it? But then you put power poles in between every other furnace like this, right? That way you can power all your inserters. And so, we need to connect the power to the actual power grid. Ran out of power poles. That's another thing I'm going to be building a lot, is power poles. And the next thing we need is actually one of these splitter doodads. I'll show you why here in a second. Just gotta run over here and I'll wait for that to smelt a little bit. But the reason we need the splitter, right, is because the splitter splits one line of transport belts into 2 even belts, right? So 50% of what is being mined here will go that way, and 50% will go down, right? So that's why we need the splitter, because we need to get this coal to not only reach our power station, but also reach. See, there it is again. It's not perfectly spaced. It irks the hell out of me. But we need to get the coal both to our power station and to our smelting setups. So you're going to probably end up using a lot of splitters if you play this game, because they're incredibly useful. Okay, so I'm just thinking ahead in terms of future mining drills. That's why I have these power poles set up like that. Hopefully there's enough copper done by now. I just need, like, I think 7.5. Oh yeah, there's plenty of copper. So now we got a splitter on the way. Just run over here to our coal deposit. Excuse me. Now, here we go. Boom, see? Now all the coal is being split in half. Half of it goes this way, and one half goes that way. So now our miners have to start working again to catch up. So that's going to go up, and it's going to reach our smelters up here. Now this is where we need inserters. So how many do we get? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're going to need 20 of these guys, and then 40 of these guys. So that's a lot of resources. So 5, 10, 15, 20 of those. Really hoping copper is the more limiting factor on these. I think it might be, though. Yep. Crap. So that means we're going to need to hijack some coal off one of these belts. To pick up things off the ground, you just hold down the F key. So, pick up coal like that. I know I forgot to mention that in my last video. So run over here, dump this coal. I mean, the furnaces probably have plenty. Oh, 1. Not plenty. Never mind. I'm just going to dump 7 each. There we go. just go ahead and start creating these. Our long-handed inserters are almost done, so we'll just go ahead and start placing those. So now you just want one long-handed inserter on the inside, pulling to each of your stone furnaces, like so. Go. There's all our long-handed inserters. So as you can see, it's pulling from the belt not next to it, but the one over. So this guy's pulling from the coal belt and putting it into the stone furnace here. See? And on this side, it's pulling the iron. So now our furnaces, half our furnaces are loaded up with coal but no iron, and the other half is loaded up with iron but no coal. Which, sucks, but we're going to fix that here shortly. So we can get another 30 plate like that. So go ahead and create 20 more inserters. So now, these short-handed ones are going to pull the iron for this side and the coal for that side. So as you can see, as I'm placing these furnaces are already starting to run. They're getting materials that they need to run. But they can't output yet. That's why we need the other 20 inserters. So there we go. So now all our furnaces are running, which is creating a lot of pollution. But they're running, and that's what we want. And we want it to burn through all this iron and turn it into usable material. But now we want it to export. So now that I'm starting to get these 20 inserters, put them here. As you see, they'll export directly onto the belt. So now our belt system has iron. Now all our smelting on the left side is completely automated. And now we can send that iron to wherever we need it. And that's where the assemblers that I mentioned last episode come in. The assemblers, we can use them to take this iron and turn them into usable resources. Or into usable tools, I should say. Now we're going to copy this exact smelting setup right next door for the copper. Right? But first we want to finish getting, we want to get more, what's the word? I think we want to get more iron mines set up. Iron mines. We need more copper for that. Actually, maybe it would be in our best interest to go ahead and start the copper setup. Smelter setup. There we go. Words. Yeah, we're going to need like 90 copper to do that though, so we're going to need more fuel for these guys already. As you can see, while we use a lot of coal, it's not used up really fast. So like a few coal mines is enough to supply both our furnaces and our power supply. We might have to upgrade it once we start doing the copper and more complicated things, but mostly we should be okay. Sorry, excuse me, let me take a drink real quick. Okay. So, take that coal off. 25 in there, 25 in there, 10 in there, 10 in there. So we need 90 copper before we can start doing our next setup, and we need, how much stone? 100 stone. So we also need to get some more coal for our stone mining over here. Because we're still using a burner mining drill down here for stone, which is fine. I'm not going to upgrade this for a while. In fact, I'm probably never going to upgrade this little particular section. I'm probably going to go out and find a better stone deposit before doing anything major like that. We should go ahead and start making belts. We're probably going to need like all of that, so I'm going to go ahead and make all those belts and run down here and grab this extra iron. Now that this system is set up, we can start getting rid of these guys, but I like to keep them around for a while until everything runs out of coal. Because there's not really any point to, taking it out, because everything else has coal. I don't need that coal for anything, so I might as well use it where it is already. And 90 copper plates, so let's see. What did we say? 20 of these guys, so 5, 10, 15, 20. And 40 of those guys, which would be more iron plate. We'll just grab the iron plate off the belts here. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Sweet. And those transport belts are coming in now. Excuse me. There we go. We'll just go ahead and start lining it up. We can put the copper right next to it like this. Won't have any issues. Go ahead and line that all up. Figure might as well lay down the transport belt while we're waiting. Let's see, let's go get the stone though. Probably enough for furnaces that we need. Let's see though. It's about half of them, which is fine. Just put 5 on each side for now, and then when we get to it, we'll add the other 10 that we need. Belts are almost done. So we got one. There's 4 spaces in between this and the next belt. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then just run the belt up. That's going to be our coal line and our copper line. And we're going to need to split this again. So it's going to be 50% of the total mine is going to go to both the furnaces. 50% of that, so a fourth of the total mine is going to go to stone or iron smelting, and a fourth is going to go to copper. You see how that works? Yeah. So you got to be careful about that. If you keep splitting everything off, eventually you're going to run into a situation where you're like at, 1/100th of the total mine is being used in this particular thing, and you need way more than that for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. I know that's super vague and unhelpful in every way imaginable, but yeah. Go ahead and get these long-handed inserters down so you can get them built. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and output. I think 90, 180, because I think it builds 2 per 1 recipe. But 180 belts is almost the perfect number of belts that I need. Oh, wait, no, I still got like a huge stack of them here. Still, having extra belts, never a bad thing. Like, seriously, if you're ever like, oh man, I made too many belts, don't be upset. You're gonna use them. I guarantee it. This game shouldn't be called Factorio. It should be called, like, belts, and more belts. Maybe the occasional inserter here and there. Waiting on those last 5, the furnaces. We can probably get no more stone. Hopefully it's made all the stone that we need. Ooh, we're also going to need more power poles, aren't we? Ooh, perfect, 50. So build another 10 of those. We need copper and wood. Thankfully, even though there's no forest nearby, we've got plenty of this dead wood laying around. And frankly, you don't need. Soon you'll be able to upgrade your power poles into ones that you can use manufacturing iron and steel. And you'll probably never use these small power poles again. At least I don't. I could see maybe having like some uses for them if you wanted to limit exactly where you're delivering power, especially for like circuit systems and stuff. But I normally don't do that. So having poles with a larger area of effect is only good for me. So now we're going to go ahead and put these furnaces down. Boom. And if you don't understand the whole upgrading to electric furnaces, it won't be for a few episodes, but you'll see what I mean eventually. And I'll explain in better detail that. Oh, looks like I made 5 too many inserters. That's another thing that you shouldn't be too worried about making more of, though, is inserters. Because you use them quite a lot, too. Oh, crap. I have this pulling in. It should be going out. Yes. Sorry. Something distracted me. Alright. So now we're putting out on the other side here. We've got the power poles needed to finish up wiring everything. Awesome. And voila. There we go. So now our smelting setup for copper is ready. Now we just need to get the copper and the coal powered to fuel it all in. So these guys we're just gonna tear these out even if they have coal left, because this is a small deposit. We need to utilize as much of it as we can. We're also going to need a lot of electric mining drills. But first, let's get that splitter so we don't end up accidentally using all our copper on mining drills. Get down here. Almost done. As you can see, we've got one burner mining drill still working, but it doesn't have any more space, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. I'll have to do something with that eventually. But, let's see. Let's build 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And let's go ahead and get that. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that. This down here. Move this powerful one out of the way. Do that. And here's an instance where underground belts come in handy. So we're going to build one of them. The underground belt will allow us to thread this coal underneath this iron belt without interacting. So you won't accidentally pollute this line with coal. See? So now the coal is just running right underground. And there's some pretty neat tricks you can do with those. I might show some of those off later. Oh, crap, ran too far. I don't know why I was thinking that. That little brain fart. That's just my life in general. It's just one constant brain fart. You can ride these belts. Pretty great. There we go. So now we're going to put these electric mining drills. We're going to put one there, one there, one there, one there. Probably get away with 2 more, even though they're right on the edge of the deposit. So we're just going to do that. And they're going to put it place there. Like this, that way. More belts. This is one of the belts is one of the first things I'm going to make the production of automatic, because let me tell you, belts, you're gonna love and hate belts by the end of you playing this game. Let's connect these guys to power source. Like that, that's fine. See, it's already starting to get messy, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It really irks the hell out of me. Alright, so here we are. Everything's connected up. It's great. I can hear Venus scratching herself in the background. And there we go, see? Voila. Oh, crap, we forgot to put inserters on this side. That's where the extra 5 came from. That makes sense. I could have sworn I did my math right. And voila! We've got both iron and copper being made automatically for us. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start building our actual factory area. And I'm just going to build one basic setup, and I think I'm going to call that the episode. So, here we go. We're just going to run the copper this way, like that. We're going to have the iron come up above it, one like that. We need more belts. We're also going to get 2 splitters. I'll show you why here in a second. Why we're going to get 2 of those. If you didn't notice, the splitters also have 2 inputs. Those 2 inputs can be used for some pretty sneaky tricks and stuff. Okay, so if we put our splitter down like that, right, and we bring it out 2 more, as you can see, it completely fills out the belt. That gives us the best compression. And what compression is just, fitting as much as you can on the belt at once without major gaps. Having like one side of the belt not being utilized, it's, you're only sending down half the amount of whatever resource it is as you possibly could to that location. So you want to try to get, belts fully compressed like this as much as you can, unless you plan on having like one side being one resource and the other side being a different one. Which there are instances I do that, especially with like things like science packs, when I automate those. Just go can see it already outputted because this belt is sticking to the top line. The reason this belt is sticking to the bottom and top automatically without any kind of splitter is because of this guy down here. For some reason, when belts are outputting to the, or when inserters are outputting to the right, they default to the bottom row of the transport belt. But because these belts are bringing them all to the left side, both sides are being filled up. Just the right side much slower than the left. As you can see, these iron mines are not enough to feed all of these. I mean, hell, 6 copper mines is hardly enough to feed all of these. So, yeah. And then we're going to add more iron mines here shortly. I might do that in between episodes of them showing it. But, yeah. So now we got both our belts set up like that. The first thing we're going to automate, the first thing we're going to build, like, as much as we can of all the time, is more transport belts. Because, like I said, you use a ridiculous amount of transport belts. Oh, 1 second. Get the cat off my lap. I'm sorry, babe. Sorry. Alright. We're going to grab... So the first thing we need is these guys. They're the assemblers, right? We're going to place 2 down. One we're going to set as copper gears. Or not copper gears, iron gear wheels. Now, unlike in your... whenever you build something inside this menu, you have to produce all the individual parts first, beforehand. You can't just make... these assembling machines can only make one thing at a time. So that's why we need the iron gear wheels, because these guys, the transport belts, as you can see, use 1 iron plate and 1 iron gear wheel. Right? So we need to produce the iron gear wheels before we can produce the... crap, I did that too far ahead. Just gonna do that. Sorry, I messed up my lining up of things. Just gonna do that, you, place you, move that. There we go. That's better. The cats don't understand. All animals don't understand recording, do they? Animals are the worst, but they're also the best. So there we go. Now that's properly lined up. We're going to need a couple inserters. We're probably going to need more than a couple. We're going to need about 5, I think. One of which is going to be a long-handled inserter. Just wait for these to... There we go. Okay, so this one, both sides need iron plates, right? And then this side these need words. This needs both iron gears and plate, right? So this is going to take in the plate and automatically turn it into iron gear wheels for us, right? And then it's going to output them to this belt. And so that belt's going to take it up to here, where this is going to pick up both an iron plate and an iron gear wheel and make a transport belt. Actually, I didn't need that long-handed inserter. Whoops. Just go ahead and do this. And so now, and then when it's done making that, it will output the transport belt into a chest. Because we're going to need a lot of these, so we're just going to put it into a chest so that we can come over and just grab a bunch of belts whenever we need them. Next thing to do, obviously, is to power this system up. Power belt. Actually, put it there. So, now we're going to need more power poles to connect everything. Put those together. There we go, there's a connection. Don't like it, but I'd rather not waste power poles trying to make everything look great. So voila! There we go. And as you can see, it's making transport belt for us. Albeit a little slowly, but it's doing it. Now that is the basics of automation. Soon you'll see that it gets a lot more complex, especially with things like, let's see, green science, where you need 1 inserter and 1 transport belt. So we're going to have to do this. We're also going to have to assemble all the individual pieces for this, which is an electronic circuit, iron gear wheels, and an iron plate. And then we're going to have to somehow manage to get those all together in one place to make science packs tubes, in order to research more advanced technology like, engines and stuff like that. But I think next time we're going to do red science, and we're probably going to put it like right here. That or we're going to do ammo. But so far I haven't been attacked, so I think we're okay for skipping out on ammo and just skipping straight ahead to red science. Thank you for watching. Glad there was less dog barking in this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends if you liked the video. If you didn't, feel free to dislike it. Maybe leave some words of wisdom, little tips and tricks, if you will. The audio is still not great, I admit, and my dogs are now just starting to fight at the end of the video. So, all right, thank you for watching. Bye. See you around.